Hi everybody, I have a question for you. What are you going to do if you're being told you have diabetes or high blood pressure or thyroid or some kind of medical issue? What are you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to listen to them and you're going to listen to what they're telling you. That you have to be on medication for the rest of your life. That's it. You can't just take it for a short period of time and stop. You're being told you have to be on it for the rest of your life. Okay, and a lot of people resign to this. They say, okay, this is my destiny. I know I was healthy and now I'm sick because of age. Okay, they put on age, or because of genetics. My parents had it, then I'm gonna have it. Okay, and that's it. But then the problem with that is a lot of people understand, okay, I'm gonna be on medication for the rest of my lives. But that's not the problem. The problem is, as you grow older with time, your body get weaker, and when you get weaker, then what's going to happen? You're going to increase the dosages. You're going to increase the dosage of the medication, and that's also could be a problem. Because you don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to get worse? What's going to happen to your life? Your life is on the line, right? I want you to pay attention to what I just said. I said, as you grow older, you're going to get weaker, and you're going to increase the medication, right? Okay, so with weakness of the body, you increase the medication. Now, if you take the opposite of that, with the body get stronger, instead of increasing the medication, you lower the medication. You see that? Of course, you don't do it without a doctor consultation. But let me give you like the secret of this. Okay, why am I emphasizing this point? Because I want you to go back and you remember when you were healthy, you were running around, you were full of energy, right? And then all of a sudden, when you're being told you're sick and you have this and you have this, you can feel your body is not the same. Okay, they tell you either your cholesterol is high, you're this high, you're this, your blood sugar is high, your high blood pressure is high. You feel you're not the same. So what happened? What happened? You see, that energy that you had that was so high, it dropped. Okay, dropped. But what caused all this to happen to you? You were fine, you were full of energy. What happened? Okay, let me explain something to you. Okay, there's a trigger here. There's a trigger that happens to your body, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna untrigger this. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do that. Okay, when you go through life, stress is normal on everybody, right? Your body has the capability of overcoming it, process it, and everything. But when major things happen in your life, let's say you have a bitter divorce, you are overthinking your mind, you're overburdening your mind, you're imposing so much on your mind, you have a bad injury, like an accident or something. Now, you have all these things, it creates tension in your body, you see, because it tenses the body, right? Negative emotions, when you're going through a crisis, that's all negative emotions. They're depositing layers of tension. They're tightening your body. They're tightening your body, right? So what happens when they tighten your body? When they tighten your body, the blood flow that used to come so smooth and provide you all this oxygen and all this positivity and all this power to all your body cells, that brings it energy, all that energy that comes through the energy, now is no longer coming to your body cells. Why? Because all these layers of tension, the tightness, preventing it from coming in. So what you're dealing with is stress that created tension. Okay, this tension is nothing but anxiety. You understand? Pay attention to this, okay? It's you have anxiety, but you may tell me, well, I don't feel that I'm anxious. It doesn't matter. You don't feel you're anxious, but your body is, as soon as you have layers of tension, that means you have anxiety. Okay, you have anxiety. Because what is anxiety? Anxiety is nothing but layers of tension, compressed layers of tension, a lot of them, all of a sudden stuck in one area or throughout the body in other, they tighten the area, they makes it tight, preventing the blood flow from coming in. And then the body, when you're preventing the blood flow from coming in, the body has to overwork to compensate. So by overworking, you're raising your blood pressure, you are raising your blood sugar. Your body is overworking to compensate. It's no more relaxed. The tightness is opposite of relaxation. You understand? So So what is cause disease? What causes your blood pressure all of a sudden to go up? What causes your heart rate all of a sudden go up? What causes your thyroid all of a sudden it goes out of whack? What causes all that? Anxiety. Anxiety causes all these things to spike. Okay, they were normal. Okay, as soon as you have these tension that stop the blood flow from coming in and cool the area and relax the area, all of a sudden you have tightness. That is anxiety. So you have all this. Now you have to be on medication for the rest of your life to control the condition, right? So what can you do to help the medication and eventually reduce the amount of medication and eventually get rid of the medication? Is when this energy dropped so much because of all this tension preventing this energy that comes through the blood flow to come, you bring it back. You bring back that energy. But how do you do that? You break up first. There are two ways to do that. First, you break up what's standing from the way of in the way of the energy, which is the blood flow that come into all body cells that used to be when you used to be in your wonderful condition, in your wonderful health. You break up these tensions. Now you may say, well, if it's anxiety, all I have to do is just take blood pressure, anxiety medication. No, that's not enough. Why? Because anti-anxiety medication, it helps, but it's not breaking up these layers of tension that is holding the heat, the inflammation in there. It's not breaking them up. You see, these knots or crunchies that I call nuts inside, they're holding these layers of tensions. The medication is not going to break them up. You have to break them up mentally, physically, like by touch, by rubbing it. You've got to do that over time. Over time, you keep rubbing, you know. The more you rub these areas, loosen this tension, the more blood flow. Every time you break a layer, for example, even though you don't know how many you broke, when you touch it, you loosen that area. Over months, over years, what happens is a little bit of flow of blood that was suppressed by that layer of tension comes in, bring with it energy. You see, as the energy start to increase by breaking up these layers of tension, plus exercise, that when you come exercise also bring more blood flow, because it works the heart muscle to bring more blood flow to dissolve that tension and that inflammation or negative heat that is deposited inside that layers of tension, and get it out of your system and dissolve that tension, plus the working out, bringing more energy. You see that? These two, you're coming at it by breaking up what's standing in the way, and by working up the heart muscle, by working out and all that stuff, to bring more blood flow. So your energy level is beginning to go back to the same way you used to be before you became sick. You see, because when you were here healthy, all of a sudden when you have this condition, you see, it doesn't happen overnight. It goes down slowly, and you're not realizing. It reached a point where, you know, all of a sudden your body is working so hard to compensate for not lacking of energy, and then that's when you have high this, high that, and all that. You see what I'm saying? Or low this. It creates a imbalance. Okay. So when you bring back the energy, your body is not overworking. So your blood pressure become more relaxed. Your blood sugar, your body is processing the sugar better. You see, because you're bringing energy, you're bringing assistance on the inside to heal yourself. You see that? All of a sudden, you started. I remember one thing, okay? I used to be depressed. I was on medication because that's the only thing they told me to be on. But the medication helped, but it didn't cure me. I had to cure myself. I kept doing what I'm telling you to do, working out and massaging these tight areas. Those two things, okay? I took the medication for 6 months, and then all of a sudden one day I forgot the medication. I kept asking, did I take the medication? They told me, I think you did, you didn't. Then the second day, my body didn't want it. You know, I felt like I didn't need it. The third, the fourth, the fifth, all of a sudden, I felt like normal. I brought up my energy back. You see, the return of the energy is meaning the return of the blood flow into that area. That's what it means. You bring all this oxygen, all this positivity, all this power. All power, energy is what? Is capability. You become capable like the way you used to be. I want you to remember this. So instead of resigning and say, well, okay, I have to take this for the rest of my life, and then the weaker I get, the more you increase the dosage. No, if I got stronger, the more I lower the dosage. So the stronger you are, I don't mean for you to become a bodybuilder, but lightweight to bring the blood flow to the surface, and a little cardio every day, a little cardio, walking, your favorite sport, and massage the tight areas, because you want to break up these knots. Otherwise, they'll stay inside your body for the rest of your life, and they're weakening the area. Because, okay, but what happens? How can anxiety cause disease? How can layers of tension cause disease? Because these layers of tension, when they compress together, they pull downward. Okay, not only when they compress and tighten the area, they're putting weight. It's like weight, no more relaxation. Okay, they start putting down. You're putting weight on all the organs. If they put weight on the pancreas is going to become dysfunctional. Then you're going to need insulin. If they put weight on your arteries, you're going to have high blood pressure. So when you lift all that tension over time, they start opening up, and the blood flow start coming on, bring healing, bring energy, bring positivity, bring capability. What's going to happen is going to lift the pressure off your arteries. It's going to bring the pressure off your pancreas, and the pancreas is going to function exactly the same way they used to be. I don't see why cannot function. It's not like it's permanently damaged. They say about somebody permanently damaged because they don't know how to bring something back. See, you're resurrecting your body. That's what you're doing. It's like a deflated balloon. You became like a deflated balloon. You took the air out of it. What is the air? It's the energy that comes through the blood flow. When you bring back that blood flow that was stagnant because all these layers of tension holding it back, and you got rid of the layers of tension, you start bringing it back by way of exercising, what's going to happen is you put air in that balloon, and the balloon start to inflate and inflate and inflate until it gets back to its normal shape. And at that time, you feel like you are a normal human being. And you take the balloon, you bounce it. It's fun. A deflated balloon is not fun. It's serious. Nobody wants to play with a deflated balloon, but everybody wants to play with the inflate. You started, but bounce like you're walking. You're bouncing. So anxiety. The whole point of this anxiety that create layers of tension not only put weight on the organs, but by closing everything is preventing the blood flow that bring oxygen into the areas. So that's why so it's doing two things. That's why when the areas doesn't have enough oxygen, they say, well, you have lack of oxygen, and sometimes people develop cancer and all that, because there's not enough energy, there's not enough oxygen in the area. It's like you take a soil, you don't give it enough water, the soil start to die, dry, dehydrated. That area become dehydrated. So with every disease, there is dehydration, because disease is triggered by anxiety. Anxiety and taking anti-anxiety is going to help you a lot, along with the medication you're taking. It's going to help you tremendously. You may be on it for months or years if it's safe, okay, or something to relax you, something natural. Ask about someone who knows, a doctor. I'm not going to tell you take medication or not to take medication. That's your choice. But what I'm telling you is, anxiety, if you're treating your whatever medical condition, you must treat anxiety, because anxiety is the cause. And the more your nerves calm down and you break up this tension to help the anxiety medication, the more you're going to feel blood flow coming in, the more healing. And then the area that's best compressed is going to all of a sudden inflate, and the energy that comes in start to increase until you get back to the same way it used to be. For example, when you were healthy, you used to go around the block 15 times, right? Now, you can barely do 10. Now, as your energy increase every day, you're going to realize slowly you're reaching your goal of 15. And with the same speed, so that tells you are getting closer to health and further away from sickness. You see that? So don't believe that the body doesn't have anxiety. You see, with anxiety, what is anxiety? Stress that deposits itself in the layers of tension. That's what anxiety is. What do you think it is? And that itself, it causes fear. Anytime you have anxiety, you have fear. Anytime you have disease, you have fear. They're all interconnected. So I want you to exercise, okay, lightweight. I want you to do cardio every day, empowering your body. The more you empower your body on the inside, the more You depend on the outside less and less because you're getting stronger, see? Because when you were weaker, you were depending on the outside to compensate. Now, when you're stronger, your dependence on the outside become less and less and less because you're becoming stronger individual until you cut back. So age is not going to matter anymore. Genetic is going to not matter anymore, because even if genetics, everybody is going to have some disease if you neglect your body and let it go to pots. You know, everybody is going to have some kind of disease or some kind of condition, but they're all caused by anxiety because of depositing all these layers of tension that keep accumulating, putting weight on the organs, make them dysfunctional, and preventing also the blood flow from coming in to lack oxygen, which is lack life. That's why you feel like you're pale, you have no life almost. You're always exhausted. Why you're exhausted? Because energy is the one that gives you the power to achieve, the power to heal, the power to think. And if it's not there, or if you're not getting enough, you're gonna feel like you're almost dead, even though you're not dead, but you're struggling to survive. You see that? So I want you to pay attention to this, and I want you to pass and share this video with everybody, because see, when you know that your disease is connected to anxiety, that's why they see, because every anxiety in the body in every human being is different than every being. If there's 7 billion people, everybody has a different formation of tension in their body, every single person. So even though the anti-anxiety, it will help tremendously or something to calm you down, but you need to break up these layers of tension. You've got to break them up slowly with massaging, touching, have someone rub you. If you don't like to be rubbed, rub yourself. If you don't like it, have something to vibrate to break them up, something, okay? Because that's gonna help bring more blood flow. And then with exercise, bring additional blood flow, because it's mandatory. You need to exercise, because the heart muscle, I want it to get stronger, because the stronger the heart muscle is, you have more courage, which is the opposite of fear that you developed with the disease. So the more courage comes, the more health comes, the more courage comes. See how they work together? They come together, courage and health, and they leave together. And disease come together with fear, and they leave together. You know, but you gotta empower the part of your health, which is fueled by your energy, and energy comes through the blood flow by exercising and really breaking up these layers of tension to bring more energy. You see that? Thank you. If you like this video, please share it, make a comment, and subscribe. It's very important. It will help me spread my knowledge to the world and help you further, okay? Thank you so much.